I did not get a video on the start of this project, but I'm started on another sewer line. This is the first section we did, and I got about 6,000 linear feet that I'm clearing. You can see we got some mats put in across the creek crossings. There's some down there. We started on this Monday, well, Tuesday. We got moved in Monday, and we got this section done. We have jumped the road, and we are well started with this section. This section's about 3,000 linear feet long. That one is a little over 2,000 right here behind us, but I've gone about halfway, just getting everything down. Today I'm gonna start setting everything to one side because we have to put up silt fence and everything. So put up silt fence on the downhill side. The town puts priority on that, so we got to set it to the uphill side, which will have tree protection fence, but they're not as concerned about that as they are the silt fence. So we have to we have to set it all to the uphill side from the creek so they can get the silt fence in like they need to, and then whenever it's all ground, then they come back and put the tree protection fence on the uphill side. But I just figured I'd give a small update of what was going on. I have not been able to take a video lately. We've just been so busy just trying to get this project underway, and everything seems to be going smooth, and I'll try and take some video throughout the day of what's going on. So just I'll show you little bits here and there, best I can. But anyhow, I just finished greasing up here and getting ready to get started. We got an ordinance. We're right here in a neighborhood, and we've got an ordinance of 7:30 start time, so we try to get here about 7 o'clock and start greasing up, and then we get going. It's right at 7:30, so excuse me yawning. Woo. We're fixing to get going here, so I'll take some videos throughout the day. Whoop. Got some tree juice on my cylinder there. All right, catch y'all after a while. As you can see here, I've gotten started and I'm piling everything on the uphill side. Got all of it cleaned up. Just going along piling on the uphill side. You can see I got plenty more to do. I'll get the bucket out of the way so you can see down the right of way here. But yeah, just picking this stuff up and lacing it on the uphill side so we can get the silt fence in. So it's coming along pretty good. So I'll catch y'all a little later. All right, a little update. We're looking at the second section there. We just jumped across the road with the other traco. I finished up a section yesterday. I jumped across the road yesterday. I wasn't able to take any video, but I finished a section just the other side of those big trees there yesterday afternoon, and we're getting ready to jump to the fourth section this morning. We're just gonna walk right down beside the road, but this is where we come out, and the pipe company's got a lay down yard right here, but we jumped across the road right before traffic got heavy, and I'm fixing to load up the boards and go on down. All right, Alright, this is a section I finished up yesterday. Well, I got a little bit more to do, but I mainly got it cleared yesterday. Fixing to grease up, check the oil. But this is where it comes under the road. You can see that's where we stabbed out right there. They'll set up a bore pit on one side or the other. I'm not sure whether they'll set up on this side and bore that way, or set up over there and bore back this way. I do know that is a swamp just the other side of that guardrail down at the bottom. It is. We had to set on logs to clear it, but this side over here is dry as it can be. But anyhow, I'm gonna grease up and fuel up and finish up a few things on this little section right here. It'll be ready for the grinder, and then we're going the other side of the railroad tracks up there, and go in the woods and basically intersect the other side of the railroad tracks. So all right, that's what we're gonna do. Well, it's a little past lunchtime. We got across the railroad tracks, and I got started in here. I just finished cutting these 3 trees I got laid down right here. It's wet. A lot of them I'm having to cram up under me to keep where I'm not sinking down when I start digging on these trees. It doesn't look that wet when you start pulling on these tree roots and everything and pushing on these trees pretty hard, and it goes to sucking you in the ground, and then it's hard to get back out. And you don't want to be sucked in the ground and trying to push a tree over, because you're fighting 2 things. You're fighting trying to get around, and you're trying to fight the tree at the same time, and if it gets away from you, you're stuck and can't move. So I just like to put keep logs up under me. A lot of them you can't even see. I've done mashed them in the ground, but it's dry on top but wet down under, I guess I want to say. But got some more trees right here in front of me, good size, that I've got to cut up as I go along. This right of way really, I don't know if you can see, it's gonna be hard to point out here. Well, there's 1, 2, there's a 3rd flag down there. I don't know if y'all are gonna be able to see that, but that's the end. It basically turns right and heads right straight for the railroad. They'll probably dig their boring pit right in. Well, I don't know if this will be the receiving pit, not the boring pit. The boring pit will be over there behind that house, but that's probably the receiving pit. Then it turns a direct 90 and comes right where we're sitting, goes about where that wad of pink flagging is laying out there, turns a direct right 90 and goes back off through there, and that's where the other track goes working right now. I'm gonna get this here in the next few hours and then head that way myself. I'm using a steel 362C brand new saw. I hadn't had it a month. Love it. It was a little hard to crank, which I'm used to cranking older steels where once you get them hot you don't have to pull the choke. But on this one, if you set the choke every time you go to crank it, and it's got this weird low idle choke thing where it sounds like it's gonna knock off, but it keeps running. It's some kind of new computer chip deal. I'm not used to it, but usually if you set the choke and the throttle on a older saw, when you crank it, it goes wide open. This one, it's got some kind of halfway low idle choke, and if you just do that every time you go to crank it and let it run for about 2 seconds on choke and then pop the trigger on the gas, good to go. So once I learned that, it's easy to start, nice chainsaw. But before I learned that, this dude wouldn't crank for nothing in this world. But once I kind of figured that out about it, I love the saw. I mean, it just second pull, it cranks and it's powerful. I've never had a saw this big, but kind of talked to Chris, got the idea to get a bigger saw. It doesn't take as long to cut up these bigger trees. It's just got more power. It's got a 3/8 chain, which I've been used to a .325. So 3/8 chain cuts a whole lot better. So anyhow, I'm gonna keep clearing here. See what I can get done. It should take me, I don't have what, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, I probably don't have a dozen more trees to take down and cut up, so it shouldn't be that bad. But let me catch this phone call. Phone's ringing. So we made it to the pump station. I'm sitting on the guardrail right next to the road, but we've got just this little patch left on this last leg of the sewer line. I've been sawing everything up as we've been working this way. We got just a few trees in that corner over there, other side of the traco, to take down, and that'll pretty much have the sewer line taken care of. Excuse the shakiness, but that comes from running the chainsaw. I'm holding the camera with my hand. But so this is the last little bit here that we'll do, and this will be cleared sewer easement. Last thing to do will be grind it all. So we're wrapping this project up. This is the Friday after the 4th of July. We're gonna get this done, and grinder's supposed to be here the first of the week, and I'm gonna be moving into my house over the weekend. So I'll keep y'all updated as we go along.